You open the hood of a 2026 truck. And instead of an engine, you see a prison, plastic covers, hidden bolts, locked software. Even the battery needs permission from the dealership. And if you dare fix your own vehicle, the computer can reject the repair. This is not innovation. This is a corporate takeover of your property. Car manufacturers are quietly killing the driveway mechanic, because a driver who can repair his own truck is a customer they cannot control. Tonight we expose how automakers turned ownership into a subscription, and why the truck sitting in your driveway may no longer belong to you. There was a time when fixing a truck meant opening a toolbox, a broken window switch. You grabbed a cheap replacement from the junkyard and snapped it in. Done. But today modern vehicles are designed to reject your repairs. That replacement switch now contains a digital identity code. The second you install it, the vehicle computer scans the part. If the serial number is not approved by the manufacturer, the system locks you out. The switch works perfectly. The wiring works perfectly. But the truck refuses to function, because software says no. To activate the part, you must tow the vehicle to a dealership, pay hundreds of dollars in labor, just so a technician can plug in a laptop and authorize the repair. Think about that. They turned a simple switch into a hostage situation. This has nothing to do with safety. It has everything to do with control. Because once they control the software, they control you. Before they locked the software, they redesigned the hardware to intimidate you. Manufacturers call it modern engineering. In reality, it is strategic obstruction. Simple maintenance jobs are now intentionally difficult. Changing a headlight used to take 1 minute. Now, on many modern trucks, you must remove wheel well panels, pull apart the front grille, or partially disassemble the bumper, just to reach the bulb. And it gets worse. Some vehicles no longer include a transmission dipstick. You cannot check your own fluid anymore. You are forced to trust sensors and dashboard warnings. And when those sensors fail, you do not replace a small component. You replace entire assemblies, worth thousands of dollars. Then came the ultimate nightmare: cab-off repairs. On many modern heavy-duty trucks, the engine bay is packed so tightly that mechanics must literally lift the entire body of the truck off the frame to access major components. What used to be a weekend driveway repair is now a multi-thousand-dollar dealership operation. Not because it has to be that way, because they want it that way. They want the engine bay to feel impossible, overwhelming, untouchable. They want you dependent. You think you can still replace your own battery. Not so fast. Modern vehicles now use battery management systems. So if you install a brand new battery yourself, the vehicle may continue treating it like the old damaged battery. The alternator overcharges it. The battery dies prematurely, and suddenly your DIY repair becomes another expensive disaster. Why? Because the battery must be digitally registered to the vehicle. A computer has to approve it. And who owns the software needed to do that? The dealership. Again, a 5-minute maintenance job has been transformed into a paid permission system. This is not engineering. It is digital rent. The first victims were not drivers. They were farmers. Farmers spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on tractors they legally owned. Yet, if a tiny sensor failed during harvest season, the machine could completely disable itself. The farmer could physically replace the part in minutes. But the software refused to recognize it. The tractor would stay locked until an authorized dealer arrived with proprietary software to unlock the machine. Imagine losing thousands of dollars per hour while waiting for corporate permission to continue working your own land. That was the moment corporations realized something terrifying. Control is more profitable than reliability. And the auto industry copied the model immediately. Now modern cars enter limp mode over minor sensor readings. Not because the vehicle is dying, but because manufacturers want you inside their service ecosystem. Here is where things become insane. Car companies no longer want to sell you a vehicle once. They want monthly access to your wallet forever. BMW attempted to charge drivers a monthly subscription to use heated seats that were already installed in the car. Toyota locked remote start features behind subscription paywalls. Think about that. You paid for the hardware. You own the vehicle. The technology is physically inside your car. But software creates an artificial gate between you and your own property. Today it is heated seats. Tomorrow it could be horsepower, air conditioning, towing capacity, battery range. Manufacturers are slowly transforming vehicles into controlled digital platforms where features can be activated, restricted, or removed remotely. Ownership is disappearing, and most people do not even realize it is happening. But something unexpected happened. People started fighting back. Farmers began buying hacked firmware overseas to unlock their tractors. Independent mechanics started using bootleg diagnostic software to bypass dealership restrictions. And millions of drivers began holding onto older vehicles at all costs because older trucks still obey the owner, not the corporation. That is why 20-year-old pickups are exploding in value. People are desperate for machines they can still understand, still repair, still truly own. Here is the uncomfortable truth. If you buy many modern vehicles today, you are not the owner. You are the licensed operator of a software-controlled product. The manufacturer controls the code, the parts, the diagnostics, the permissions, and increasingly, they control the cost of simply keeping the vehicle alive. But you still have two choices. First, support right to repair laws, because if corporations win this battle, independent repair disappears forever. Second, keep old mechanical vehicles alive. Buy trucks that open with tools, not passwords. Buy vehicles where a switch is just a switch, where a battery does not need authorization, where fixing your own machine is not treated like a crime, because the war on DIY repair is real. They sealed the hood. They locked the software. They built digital walls around your own property. But one thing still scares them: a driver who refuses to surrender.